Welcome, everyone. We're kicking off an absolutely spectacular explainer today, taking a massive cosmic zoom from the vastness of the entire universe all the way down to our rocky little lunar neighbor right next door. Looking up at the night sky never really loses its magic, does it? So we're going to explore exactly what is out there. Let's get right into it.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is the map for our journey today. 1. Welcome to the universe. 2. Stars and constellations. 3. Meet the solar system. 4. Moons and satellites. And 5. Humanity in space.
Section 1. Welcome to the universe. When you step outside on a clear night and just look up, it feels like it goes on forever, right? Well, that seemingly endless, vast open space extending outward from our Earth is quite literally what we define as the universe. It's the ultimate container for everything we are going to look at today.
And hanging out inside that universe are what astronomers call heavenly bodies. Simply put, these are all the natural objects we see in the sky. So whether you're looking at the sun, a moon, a twinkling star, or a distant planet, if it is natural and it's up there, it's a heavenly body. The whole shebang.
Section 2. Stars and constellations. Now, we all know stars aren't just tiny twinkling dots. They are actually massive, huge balls of burning gases. And because they're actively burning, they pump out intense amounts of their own heat and light. Now, you might be thinking, if they're so insanely bright, why do they vanish during the day? Well, they're just unbelievably far away. And during the daytime, our own sun's light is just so overwhelmingly bright that it completely washes them out.
But once the sun goes down, that is when you can see the magic. Since ancient times, people looked up and mentally connected the dots to form recognizable patterns in the sky, which we call constellations. You've probably spotted some of the heavy hitters yourself, like Leo, which looks like a lion, Orion, the great hunter with his famous 3-star belt, or Ursa Major, the great bear. It's kind of wild how human imagination turned a chaotic scatter of stars into these memorable characters.
Section 3. Meet the solar system.
Zooming into our own local neighborhood, we have the solar system, which is basically the family of the sun. We've got 8 planets here. And if you ever need a foolproof way to remember their exact order from the sun, here is a classic, brilliant memory trick. Just remember this sentence: "My very elegant mother just served us nuts." The first letters give you Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. It's simple, right? Say it once and it's locked in your brain forever.
And this illustrates our neighborhood beautifully. A couple of things to keep in mind here. The planets are all totally different sizes. Jupiter is the absolute heavyweight champion, taking the #1 spot as the largest, while our home, Earth, ranks 5th. And here's a really crucial detail. Planets do not generate their own light. Unlike the stars we just talked about, our planets only shine because they are acting like giant mirrors, reflecting the sun's rays.
Section 4. Moons and satellites.
Now let's zoom in even further. Many planets have smaller heavenly bodies orbiting around them, and we need to distinguish between 2 types of satellites. First, we have natural satellites, like our moon. Just like planets, natural satellites don't create light. The moon only shines because it's bouncing sunlight back at us. On the flip side, we have artificial satellites. These are the high-tech, man-made machines we've launched into orbit using rockets. So, natural rock equals natural satellite, built by humans equals artificial satellite. Makes sense, right? All right, here is a mind-bending question for you. When you look up at the sky, the sun and the moon often look like they are the exact same size. Why do you think that is? Well, it is actually an optical illusion, specifically the illusion of distance. The reality is that the moon is tiny compared to the monstrous size of the sun, but because the moon is just so incredibly close to Earth, it plays a trick on our eyes. That proximity makes our small, close neighbor look identical in size to the massive, super distant sun. Speaking of our moon, it's not exactly the smooth, glowing orb it appears to be from down here. Up close, the reality is a lot harsher. The surface is hard, rocky, and totally uneven. Plus, there is absolutely no wind, no water, and definitely no life up there. Oh, and here's a quick fun fact for you. While Earth just has the 1 moon, Saturn actually holds the record right now for having the maximum number of moons in our entire solar system.
Section 5. Humanity in space.
For our final stop, let's look at how we've actually reached out into the cosmos. There are 2 monumental milestones you absolutely have to know. In 1961, Yuri Gagarin made history as the very first astronaut to go into space. Can you imagine the bravery that took? Then, just 8 years later, in 1969, humanity pulled off the impossible, when Neil Armstrong became the first astronaut to step out and actually walk on the surface of the moon.
As we wrap up this incredible explainer, I want to leave you with one final profound question. What would happen if there was no sun in the solar system? Based on everything we just discussed about heat, light, and gravity, how drastically would our universe change? It really makes you appreciate how perfectly interconnected our solar system is. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Keep your eyes on the stars, and I'll catch you next time.